What up, guys? Jeep and Bubba here, and I'm coming to you from the hood of my Jeep. So, hey, what's up? Hope you guys have had a great January. I can't believe January is already over, and we're about to head into the second month of 2020. As I promised, I did put out all the videos in the series that I said I was going to be doing. So, in line, this is February's uh, basically update video to get you up to date on what's going to be happening in the month of February. We had our camp cocktail video, which was Donkey on a Rope. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like cocktails, go check that video out. It's the second one in the series. The Civil War picnic came before that. And our third video that's going to be coming out this month is called a chicken fart. I'll give you a hint. Some people actually call it a duck fart as well, but I call it a chicken fart. So that'll be coming out. Give me 2 more weeks. So maybe like the second or third week of February, and you'll be seeing that. For this month, I actually may be filming up to 3 wheeling videos, but guaranteed is 1. I'm going to be going to Durham Town Off-Road Park in Union Point, Georgia, February 16th. If you'd like to join us, feel free. Message me on social or send me an email at info@blackbearoffroad.com, and we'll be sure to let you know what time we'll be there. Me and Jonathan Woolley from S3 Magazine will be there, I'm sure, with some others. That's Sunday, February 16th at Durham Town Off-Road Park. I've never been. I'll make sure to make a video about it, and we'll check all that out, see what it's all about over there. It looks pretty muddy, but I've also seen some rock section that seems to be available, and that looks fun. You can also rent side-by-sides, four-wheelers, dirt bikes. That looks fun. My brother-in-law was talking about possibly coming and renting a dirt bike, and I might even go back one day and ride a dirt bike, because just why not? But I'm going to take the Jeep out, and we'll see how it does in the rock section. Hopefully the rain won't be too bad the next couple weeks, and it'll be dry out there, not too muddy. We could get snow here in Georgia next week, next Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. I guess it's the 28th or 29th right now in January. And so next week, first week of January on Wednesday, first week of February, we should be seeing some snow possibly in Georgia. So me and my dad are talking about trying to get as fast as we can up to North Georgia and film a video in the snow. My dad really likes snow. He does not that big a fan of off-roading. He doesn't get the point, which is okay. But he loves snow, and he knows I can get him to some higher elevation. Typically, where we live is about 600 to 800 feet of elevation. We're an hour north of Atlanta, and it's warmer here. If I can get us up to 4,000 feet elevation, kind of on the Georgia-North Carolina border, typically they get snow when we get freezing rain or sleet or whatever. So we'll see if we can make that video happen. It'd be short, and it'd just be a fun trip for me and my dad. So that video, and then there may be a third video where we take the Trailhawk back out. It got a really good response with the Pathfinder. S3 Magazine did a video, and they had a good response with their Pathfinder making a video, so they want to do another one like it. We're talking about maybe doing a Coney National Forest. I don't know anything about it. I just saw it on Gaia GPS and thought maybe we'd go explore. So there's a video we might be doing as well. So that's 3 wheeling videos that are proposed. For sure, we're going to go to Durham Town in February. In March, we're going to be finishing up our Georgia Traverse series. So I've only done about half of it on video, so we're going to go back and do kind of the Alabama to middle of Georgia, north middle Georgia section of the video for you guys. So that's all the way in March. The how-to, I haven't nailed that down for sure yet, but I am having a little bit of an exhaust leak on this Jeep, and I don't think it's coming from the typical header issue. The headers typically crack on these 4.0 motors. It could be that. I don't think it is. I can't necessarily find it by feel or by smell, but I can kind of hear it in the mornings, and then as the exhaust warms up, it goes away. So it does cause a little bit of a bad mixture of air fuel at idle, and I do occasionally get an O2 sensor get thrown, and then it goes away. So it could actually be the O2 sensors, but my exhaust manifold to mini cats is what they're called. There's 2 upper cats that run down to a bottom lower cat. They're actually really loose, and the bolts are rusted in a way that I cannot tighten them anymore or loosen them. I know PB Blaster would probably help me loosen them, but I cannot get them any tighter. These did not come with gaskets. They're just kind of like little donuts, and they just fit together. So what I decided to do is get a set of Flowmasters, and they're Flowmaster high flow mini cats that run down to a lower cat that runs into the exhaust. I actually removed the lower cat on this vehicle. It's not required in my county to pass emissions or do a vehicle inspection of any kind, so I do have my upper cats. I could delete all that, but I'm going to keep it. I want to at least filter some of the emissions coming out, and also build some back pressure because I do have a very short exhaust. It dumps pre-axle on the passenger side, and that's a MagnaFlow off-road exhaust. I was going to go with the MagnaFlow exhaust, um, mini cats, manifold down to muffler, but it was like, I think between $400 and $450. That I think my dealer pricing on it was $390 or something like that, and the Flowmaster was $250, and they looked identical. So hopefully they are the same quality. I've always had good luck with MagnaFlow. I've never really tried anything from Flowmaster. Hopefully the quality is pretty good. I am going to get some new hardware and probably cut these out, so I might do that as a video if you guys are interested. Something I did want to mention to you guys that's important is February the 2nd. It is a Sunday, so it's this Sunday coming up. We are going to be live at 7 p.m. doing a Q&A, and I'll start the video off the first couple minutes just kind of talking and saying hey to everybody, but then we'll try to get into a Q&A. Literally, we might have 10 people that show up, and we might have 1 or 2 questions, and if that's the case, it'll be done in like 10-15 minutes. That's cool. If we have a bunch of people, I will stay on until I have to go to bed. So I don't know how it's going to work, but I've never got to try the live feature since I've gotten to 1,000 subscribers. Now it's unlocked, so I can go. I did live a couple times before the rules changed on YouTube, but it's been a few years now, so I'd like to do that, see how it works, and if you guys like that format. And if it's not something that's popular, then I'll quit doing it, but I might still use the live format to film, like if we're off-roading and something happens that I want to get out live and fast. Black Bear Off-Road, we did do some new stickers, some windshield banners, as well as some kind of rainbow oil slick. They call them holographic decals, or 3-inch decals. We'll be putting those in Black Bear Off-Road probably this evening or tomorrow, and they're pretty cool if you'd like to give us some support on that. But anyways, January's been going good. The Jeep's doing good. Like you guys saw, hopefully the video, got the Warn winch all hooked up. And while I was underneath there doing the Warn, I forgot that when I put this bumper back on, I didn't, I broke a bolt on the passenger side. And also I didn't finish putting, there's one more bolt I needed to put on the steering skid. And you have to drill that out. So I was like, well, while I'm underneath here drilling this out, I'll drill both of them out. So I was able to get that all tied in. Now when I winch, everything's completely tied in and ready to winch. One thing I've been thinking about doing on this Jeep is case suspension. I did their fuel injectors, their 4-hole fuel injectors, and noticed great throttle response. My old injectors were toast, so anything would have been better than what I had. But went ahead and did their 4 holes and really liked them. Thought they were well done. Had 0 issues with them now. And I've been thinking about doing their new ignition coil pack upgrade. And then when I looked into that, I found out that RIP makes a coil pack that's very similar for the 3.8 Wrangler. And both of those are kind of expensive parts. I think if you were to use case suspension's bracket and the plugs and coils from RIP, you're around $350-$400 with shipping and tax and everything. So I don't think it's gonna be that big. They say maybe 8 to 10 horsepower upgrade. That's not something you necessarily feel. And I'm not necessarily doing it for the horsepower upgrade. Now you could just buy. Basically, what it does is, if you've ever looked on a 4.0 on an LJ, what they decided to do on these motors was to put a coil pack that ran the length of basically the block, and it was just a plug that would come straight off the coil, 6 in a row, and they go straight down to the spark plug. So say if you need to change cylinder 1 spark plug, you still have to remove the entire coil pack off. And if the coil pack goes bad, you can't separate it and replace one section of the coil or a boot or one section of the plug. So a great thing that you can do is a Viper motor and a Dodge Caravan motor had a coil pack that actually the fire order will work. If you're looking at the coil pack and say it's my hand, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's in reverse the way you're looking at it right now, but you can look at them along. But the firing order will work for this 4.0, and that way, if you have a misfire in cylinder 1, you can change the plug really easy without having to pull everything, and also you can change the wire really easy, and it just makes things simpler. So you could just go ahead and buy a factory Viper one, and K Suspension offers that. I think their whole kit was like 250 ish. Um, so yeah, I don't really have an in at either of those places. So if somebody from there's watching and wants to send it over and let me try it out, cool. But I think about doing that. If you guys have done that, K Suspension made a bracket that holds that coil and gets rid of. So I'm definitely gonna need their bracket no matter what I do, and it's a great looking thing, and I've enjoyed their injector. So glad to support them. But yeah, it's something I really would like to try. Um, and I haven't think about putting an electric cooling fan on this thing. It doesn't overheat, but I kind of like the idea of being able to turn it on and not have to run a mechanical fan. Mechanical fan causes drag, obviously, some drag on the motor. So let's just put a bigger coil and get rid of the fan and just get like 11 horsepower, 12 horsepower upgrade. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about, but I'm a little worried about water fording, not water building up, but while I was trying to spin, maybe breaking that fan if it's such deep water. It's pretty typical to get water up to the headlights on this thing on some of the trails we run. So I'm a little concerned about that. I know you can put an on and off switch on them, so that's no big deal. But Mishimoto offers like an automatic one where you don't have to think about it, which is good for me because I'd forget and then overheat this motor. So I'd like the automatic, but I almost like want to put a switch on it to shut it off when I want to shut it off. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. So maybe that's something I'll look into. Besides that, that's kind of all the how-tos I've been thinking about recently. I do have a set of JCR off-road rock sliders that need to get painted. I use Steel It for those, and I need to paint those and put these on. So you might see that this month. That might have to wait till March. The other thing is, I did just have a baby. Well, I did. My wife did. About 2 weeks ago, and he's healthy. And thanks for everyone who's reached out and said congrats. We really appreciate it. So we've been busy, but I do know spring and summer's coming. We got lots of adventures and trips we want to do. So kind of got to get ahead of the plan and get some stuff buttoned up on this Jeep. But it's been running really good. I was having a little bit of issue with the trans, and I just put a new dadgum valve body on this thing. Sorry, blanked. I need some coffee. I just put a new valve body on it a few months back, and I was kind of concerned about it, and I saw I had a very small leak at one of the cooler lines. So I buttoned that up. It's not leaking anymore, and put a little Lucas in it, and it seems to be doing good. It likes warmer weather for sure. I'm telling you guys, probably in the next 6 months to a year, I'm probably going to put a motor and trans in this thing. Neither of them are showing terrible signs, but they've just got 206,000 miles on them. They've just been worked hard. So one thing I like to do is change plugs, every 20, 30,000 miles. I changed my oil. I just changed it 2 days ago. I like to change my oil every 3,000 miles, change the diff fluid every 10,000 miles, and really stay on top of the maintenance. Make sure I always have coolant and power steering fluid and that kind of stuff, because as much money as I put into this thing, you know, I'm between the 15,000 and 20,000 mark between buying it and parts. I'm probably closer to 20, and that's about what it's worth really to me. If you're gonna try to sell it, and even then you're gonna have to wait, and you're probably gonna haggle down to 18. It's just not worth it. And what else would I build? I'd want another LJ. I really want a Comanche, and I'm secretly saving up for that, but it may take me 7 to 9 months to do that. Good news, we will be keeping the Trailhawk till August, but I think in August we're going to buy a JLU. That's the way we're leaning. We were talking about a 4Runner, we were talking about a Sequoia, and now I'm really leaning towards a JLU, with the idea that instead of getting something like a Sequoia that could tow the LJ, if we're going to go do a trip that's in maybe Colorado or out west, we could just put 35s, some lockers on the JLU, and keep it a low lift, like 2 inches, and put some nice control arms on it. And be able to go and wheel those places and drive it out there and be comfortable and not have to tow and take the risk of towing and get the extra gas mileage that it takes to tow and then possibly damaging this thing in another state. And then really keeping the LJ local, using it for shows, and I still drive it every day. So that's kind of the idea. Plus, it's got pretty decent room for 2 kids, so that's kind of the idea. Uh, just running through some stuff that's been going on kind of with me and with Blackberry Off Road. We're we're probably about 2 to 3 months away from procuring a shop. And it's been difficult because I got a conundrum. Do I build a shop on a piece of property, a small shop? Do I build it at my house and do that for a year or two? Keep it low key, then build up some clientele? Or do I lease a space and then know I always have to make that monthly payment? And the other thing is, or do I know some people who are looking currently to possibly buy a shop and then give me a really good price on leasing, basically free lease, but this would be like buying a shop that's in prime real estate, and they would get a little bit of equity in my company and some of the profits. But then it's kind of the headache, not even a headache, but it's kind of the fear of, I own a landscape company with my brother-in-law. Transitioning out of that and full-time into the shop is really a difficult transition because I am the sole provider in my household and breadwinner. So being able to make sure he has enough help, and then I don't care like him taking over the business side, but getting rid of that income to just jump right into owning my own shop is something that is kind of pretty scary for me. So I'm trying to figure out the right way to do this. The safest thing to do would be build one at my house, make a separate entrance to it, and I actually procured a lift recently. So I have a 2-post lift. Actually, I have two 2-post lifts, a 10,000, a 7,000, a tire machine, a tire balancer, a new compressor. So I have 2 compressors. I got all the tools. So I'm ready to open the shop. But what I don't have is a lot of time. I would be able, right now, I could transition easily into work doing it 2 days a week. But the difficult thing would be going full time in it right off the bat. And it was my 5-year plan to start this shop. And this is it's been 2 years since I moved home. And so basically, I'm starting into year 2, which I in my head call year 3, because you start year 1, it's 1. You start year 2, it's 2. You start. I don't know. I've been back in Georgia. It'll be 2 years in March, and that's kind of why I've been saying I'm waiting to procure something, because my mom's a real estate agent, my grandfather's a broker, so they've got plenty of properties that I can figure out which way I want to work this. But the thing is, the way financing works basically is, before you can get any kind of loan, you have to have a proof of employment. So I obviously had a job before I was self-employed, and my job, I worked at JC Off-Road, then worked at Nitro. I've been working since I was 14 and paying taxes with almost zero gap of not working. But the second you become self-employed, you need 2 years of self-employment, of paying taxes, to show what you make. And at that point, you can then go and get financing. So me and my wife have saved some money. We have a decent amount of equity in our house, and we're pretty decent with money. And I'm being pretty personal with you guys. I'm sharing this information. I don't mind, because I'm a pretty honest person. So we got all these things to consider as we're moving forward. But the timeline is March. So I'll be able to get the financing in March to do what we decide to do. And right now, me and my mom, my real estate agent, we've been looking and driving out to properties, and because we're getting so close, these aren't just like, well, this one would be nice, but I don't know if it'll be available when financing is available. These ones will be available when financing is available. So we're looking at a couple different options. And I kind of lean towards building a shop at my house and doing it that way in the beginning. But I also am impatient I know that if I get into something like a monthly lease or into a shop that's high traffic where people are going to be coming in wanting work, that I will force myself to transition quickly and I won't think about it so much and I'll just do it and it won't be as scary. But when I'm thinking about it, I don't know what's going to happen. And obviously, I got to feed 2 kids and my wife and myself, which I eat more groceries than the 3 of them combined. It's important. It's hard. And obviously, I like to have fun in my Jeep and go hunting and go fishing and go wheeling. So, and film these videos and edit and all that. So, all that is important as far as time is concerned, as far as time management is concerned. So that's kind of stuff I'm going through. It's not hard. It's not that difficult compared to a lot of things that people are just going through, in their lives. But it's my life. It's what I'm working on, obviously, and raising 2 kids and trying to be a good husband and take care of my house. I got to go home right now. I actually got eggs and milk and I've been doing this for 20 minutes, but I got eggs and milk I got to bring home and I got to do some weed eating at the house. But I want to stop and do this update video for you guys and get you guys up to date on what's going on. I didn't think February was going to be a big month and I didn't know if I was going to have any videos for you guys, but I got a lot going on, so we'll get it all this stuff filmed, put out to you guys. Please spread the word about the channel. I'm really putting as much effort as I can, and this time of year I'm slow with the landscape business, so we've been putting more products on the Black Bear Off-Road website. I've got more podcasts that have come out. We've done more posts on Instagram and Facebook than we've ever done. We've been writing on our blog on blackbearoffroad.com. That's the recent travels blog on the website, and sharing destinations to go off-roading and doing little write-ups on that, and responding to the comments and doing the campsite cocktails and all of that. And then March is going to be crazy. It gets busy with landscaping. I've got a big overland trip planned, and hopefully purchasing and procuring or figuring out at least where the shop's going to be, letting you guys know first, and getting that information out on social so you guys can, get excited with me. This channel's all about sharing and my adventure, and I love sharing it with you guys. So there will, if you guys have seen the videos with Jonathan Woolley in it, he's from S3 Magazine. They have a channel as well, and some of that stuff's just about cars and about like tuners and Ford Focus STs and stuff like that. But he also has been doing a lot with off-roading, and they're one of the last car magazines out there, because just 19 car magazines closed a few months back. So he's one of the last guys standing, and he has no plans of shutting it down. And he also has a YouTube channel, which is the S3 Magazine channel. And every time I go wheeling, he's down to go wheeling. And great guy, great personality. But we just shot a video of upgrading his steering on his JKU. We did all Steer Smart stuff, so if you get a chance, that video's not up yet, but it will be in the next, a few days or so. And there's some more videos of his Pathfinder and some other off-roading that we've done together. So it's definitely something you might want to check out if you're a car person. I don't own a hot rod, but I watch Roadkill all the time and love hot rods, so I'm sure you guys share the same passion too. If you have any questions, don't post them below. Save them and wait till February the 2nd and hit me up on that live Q&A. And I'd really appreciate having you guys support on that. If you want to go wheeling with us in Durham Town, just hit me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, at Jeep and Bubba, or at Black Bear Off-Road, or info at blackbearoffroad.com if you want to email me. And we'd love to have you out there. I don't know what it's all about, but I'm sure we can survive it. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have waited till we're at 24 minutes in and you watched all this and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get notifications when I make videos. Hit that thumbs up button, because that tells the people at YouTube out in Silicon Valley that my videos are important and you do want to support the channel. Guys, since you got me to 1,000 subscribers, I've made $1.20, and I appreciate that, because that's more money than I've ever made in my entire life making YouTube videos. But no, it's great. It is fantastic. And honestly, I get hit up all the time with questions from you guys on Instagram and on the channel as well. And I know that with you guys' support, I'm able to actually help them make decisions, help them learn about certain areas, learn about certain vehicles, and I love doing that. It's fun for me to do, and I learn a lot from your questions. I learned a lot from watching YouTube as well, and I, I'm sitting here by this little lake, and it's a gravel road not far from my house, and a coyote just started yipping, so that's kind of funny. So I better get out of here. He knows that I got eggs. Guys, I love that you guys are watching and supporting, and I appreciate it. And as always, we'll be seeing you.